Trust me.
That's us, man.
Big up, big up, big up. Fire. Look. All right, here we go. I'm gonna start this for you. You just give me the shout, and then I'll pause it, and then you'll explain what you're saying. Actually, I'm about to take myself off there. Here we go.
More than at Indianapolis, the offensive coordinator. You got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose, and it's alive. And then going into the end zone is Steve Gregory, who's had an interception, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown.
Gosh. Can't see it. It's not on my screen, fam. I'm glad you brought my lovable. Glad you brought my lovable sports.
5ive, can you see it?
I can't see it now, bro. Can't see it, brother.
Oh shit.
Can't see that, my brother.
Can you see it now?
No, nothing.
Oh. It's up there. I don't know where it went. Hold on a minute. Still nothing?
Nothing, my beloved. Nothing at all. Oh, here we are. Here we got you now. I've got to pull the screen down. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I got you.
All right, cool. Let's go.
Yeah, I got you.
Lovely. All right.
Colts and the Cowboys, yeah?
He hauled it in. Oh, wow. Did he get over the goal line? Did he get over the goal line? Yes, he did. Touchdown. Wasn't a backward pass and the ball dead there.
After review, the runner lost control of the football prior to going in the end zone.
Turns it loose. Will Tye is a good target. He's got to win on that route, and he gives up. And Beckham's head.
Go back to the first one. Now, what's up in that game? The Dallas Cowboys and, this one, the Eagles and the Cowboys. Now, what's happened? Now, that's a guy named Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, call him, yeah. That's Deshaun Jackson. That's McNabb, Donovan McNabb, who just released the ball as a quarterback. Now, what's happened there? See what that? Before he actually crosses the plane of the zone, he drops the ball, thinking he crossed the line. So he's dropped the ball before he's actually got into the zone. So it can't. So it's not a touchdown because he didn't cross the plane. He didn't go into the zone. His feet wasn't in the zone, or the ball wasn't across the line of the zone. So he's got there and thinking, yeah, I'm already in. My feet's in, but I still got the ball in my hand. Remember we talked about trajectory about our hands? See, so he's running in motion. And what he's done is like, I'm already in there. My feet's in the zone, let me leg of the bar. Style out team. But he climbed it out. So therefore, it was called back. So the Cowboys recover the ball. So it goes back to the Cowboys. So basically, he fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He should have followed it all the way through to the zone. Then it would have been a clear touchdown. So they lost it. That was a very embarrassing play. That's when football IQ comes in. That's no football IQ. Yeah.
Did he get over the goal line? Yes, he did. Touchdown. Wasn't a backward pass and the ball dead there.
After review, the runner lost control of the football prior to going in the end zone.
Turns it loose. Will Tye is a good target. He's got to win on that route, and he gives up. And Beckham's headbutting equipment on the sidelines. He hits the kicking net, takes another shot to the head.
Is huge. And we talk about having a big wide receiver.
Imagine that. I'm going to do something. That there is Coach Prime. That's Dion Prime Sanders against Tyrell Owens. Now, these two guys are best of friends, great friends. But as you can see, the Niners against the Cowboys. And previously, Primetime played for the Niners. And when he played for the Niners, he won a Super Bowl. And then after he left the Niners, he went to the Dallas Cowboys and ended up winning them the Super Bowl. So as you got here, you got two Hall of Famers, two great friends. Ironically, Coach Prime coaches at Colorado Buffaloes right now, and Tyrell Owens, who's a Hall of Famer, T.O. they call him. He's now giving coaching, to his wide receivers at this University of Colorado. So big up to them too. But Prime, you got done on this one here, Coach Prime. You got done on this one, Prime. You got done on this. Yes.
Tyrell Owens, how strong he is. I mean, he just took Deion Sanders and just put him down.
Yes, he did. He gives it to Henry.
Oh my! Stop it! Now, this player here, Derrick Henry, former Alabama running back. Alabama always produces nothing but running backs over there. They've got some greats over there. You know what I'm saying? At Alabama. Now, this player here, Derek Henry, right? They call him King Henry, right? Now this guy here, he weighs in at probably at 248, which is about, for a running back, that's about 16 stones. That's heavy for a running back, and he's running at speed. Now the player who's trying to tackle him is a guy named, what's his name? Josh. Come on, Josh something. Anyway, he played for the Carolina Panthers. Josh Gordon, not just Josh Gordon, that's not true. Right. Anyway, as he's running, he uses a stiff arm, which is something that they use in rugby. The stiff arm really comes from rugby. So he's using that rugby stiff arm to clear his way. And the thing is, it's the way how he just dashed in one side. Remember, he's running, he has a ball in his hand, and he's got the other hand free. So which is, you're moving. So to actually take the time to slam someone to one side at high speed is great. It's great. As you're going to see, he gets dashed at the club, as we call it. At the club you go, bruv. What are you doing? Come out,
Plexico Burris is a real nice player, the wide receiver, but you know what? Showboat later, will you please? He's not touched here, and so, hey, I made a great catch. Guess what? It's a lot.
Here's another fuck up. This is where football IQ comes in. He's caught the ball, and he thinks, right, I've caught the ball, and it's a first down. But because he's not thinking, his mind's not, you know what I'm saying? Some guys just play the great physicality of the game, but they don't have the IQ. Now, he caught this ball. The player wasn't touched. If you're not touched, it means you're not down. That means you get back on your feet and make your way to the zone. But his lack of IQ, he's thinking, right, this has got to be a first down because we might be third and whatever. But unbeknownst to him, his IQ does not kick in. That I've not been touched. I can get up and go. But what does he do? He grabs it, gets possession, throws the ball down, thinking, okay, yeah, I'm first up, but he hasn't been touched, which makes the ball live now. The ball is live because he just gave up the ball. Like the other team who they play, Jacksonville Jaguars, yeah, they're going to collect that ball and run it back to the end zone because it's a live ball because the player was not touched to be down. So basically, that's what it is.
Live ball, ridiculous. Danny Clark of the Jaguars picks it up. It's a fumble, and he returns it to the Steeler 27. Now, you can see what happened. Burris wasn't touched. I know he thought he was, but you just don't
He catches it.
do this out there.
No one touches it. Watch this. No one touches it.
You hold on to the football at all costs.
He throws it down before they touch him. So he throws it down, then they touch him. The ball's live. If he had it and they had touched him and he was down, he would have been down. And that play would have been dead. It's finished. It's done. Move to the next play. But it's a bonehead move. No IQ. That shit will make you lose the job. That shit will make you lose your job.
Brady pass is broken up, incomplete, and the Chicago Bears are going to take over. DeAndre Houston Carson was there for Chicago.
Right. This is Tom Brady.
The way Brady reacted and holding his forward, I think he thought it was third down.
No, it was right. Right? Tom Brady thought it was a third down, last play, third. He thought he had one more attempt to get down the field. But he had already used up all his attempts to get down the field. And he's thinking, oh my God, isn't this fourth down? Isn't this third down? And the man's like, the ref's like, no, you've done all your plays. Your plays are all done now. He's like, what are you talking about? So he's kind of caught unawares. Like he's thinking that now, for someone like Tom Brady, who's so meticulous of that, the plays, the downs, the yardage, time on the clock, that was definitely a lack of concentration on the behalf of Tom Brady. And even Tom Brady would admit it. I think inevitably they won the game. I think they won the game. Now this guy here,
TikTok followers. Tonight was no exception.
Right.
Some pressure from the Bengals.
Yeah. Hold that. Now that there, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers of 587, is this.
Hey, yo! That was a blow.
Yeah, man. Tick, tick, boom.
Did the helmet come off?
Helmet cover, everything. Separation. That's
Wow.
what you do. Yeah. That's what you do to players who come and try take a piss in your home. That's like a man coming to your yard, fucking with your missus and your kids, and you're just gonna allow it. You're like, nah, not a fucking chance, but you're gonna get smacked up. And that's what he done. He came out there warming up with the balls, as you see on the logo. Now your logo is what you represent, and that's like someone coming over to the Gunners. You got a big logo in the Gunners, and then Tottenham man players come over and start trampling all over your team. You're gonna be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he took a piss, blood.
This is beyond football now. This is beyond football now. This is beyond dishonor and disrespect now. We're going to slam him and the rest of you just based on him. And he got slammed up. The whole stadium wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. And the unfortunate thing, it never happened on the actual logo. I wish he got hit, smacked on the logo itself. Yeah, that would have made it just the icing on the cake, like the cherry on the top. But unfortunately, he got smacked. But yeah, Juju Schuster, he deserved that, definitely. And since that, he doesn't do that shit no more. He doesn't do this shit no more. He doesn't do that shit no more.
And this kick is blocked. Yepremian has it. Throws a pass up with the ball.
What?
It's Mike Bass. He's running away for a touchdown. Mike Bass scores. Here's Yepremian.
Risky against the Dolphins.
The ball out of his hands.
This is the 70s days, the Dolphins and the Redskins. Right, that's the old game. That was the punter. He went to go and punt. This is like as I said, you have 4 attempts to move the ball down the field. You can either throw it once and you can run it. You can lateral the ball as many times as you like, as in rugby, because that's what they do in rugby, the lateral movement. So you're able to do that. But because it was the last, basically, you got 4th down, your last attempt, you're not going to get the yardage that's required. So, let's just kick the ball away and give it to the opposition and see what our defense can do. So that's what's happened. But that play obviously got messed up. You know what I'm saying? That was the early days. That's from the 70s in comparison to what's taking place today. Yeah, this roll.
Dante Stallworth catches it, stays in bounds. He's going to have to score on this one, and he's got a chance. Getting a couple of blocks. Laterals it over to Michael Lewis.
That's a forward pass. Now, that's illegal. But they were thinking that's it.
Back to McAllister. Still alive. Jerome Payton with the catch. And he dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
The clock's run out. That's like watching. That's like us watching Luton against Arsenal and Declan Rice scoring that. That's the equivalent of Declan Rice. That day is the equivalent of what Declan Rice done against Arsenal against Luton. That's the equivalent of it. That's the parallels with that. The clock's run out. The ball's we've got the ball. We're in possession. What can we do with it? So we're doing anything that we can do in order to get to the end zone. So that's the same as Luton against Arsenal, and Declan Rice scored a last-minute header and deflated everybody. Everybody, oh, that was it. So that's the equivalent of that.
Here's Mitch Berger, the holder. And he missed it. Can you believe that finish?
Ryan airs it out all alone. Juggled. Incomplete.
Now that there was
that a fumble?
Yeah, that was in the end zone to finish the game. And it was from a great receiver, Julio Jones, which I was surprised that he didn't snag that and pull it in. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think he took his eye off the ball. When that ball was coming in over his shoulder, because as we say in American football, it's like when you're running, you're looking as a wide receiver. And I'll play defensive back, so I'll be running with him. So once he looks, I will look too. So obviously he's looked, and as he's looked, the ball might be coming over his other shoulder. So he's looked, but what's happened? Where he's looked this way, the ball's on its way. That's coming over. The trajectory of the ball's coming over his head centrally, rather than his right side or his left. So it's come over. So he's like that. He's like, oh shit, the ball's coming over. So he has to turn his head back. He has to turn and then put his hands up. So by the time you do that, that's the difference between a millimeter, like doing that to this, and you drop a ball, that can be fatal. That can be fatal, and that's exactly what happened there. So the ball's come over, he put his right shoulder, he's turned, Let's come over his head. So that, who does that? You can't do that. And if you do that, the ball has to be coming over as you see it coming down into your hand. So it's coming, obviously, you didn't have enough stretch on it. So lost ball. Lost ball.
Jones wide open.
First time today, and the punt. My gosh, it's into the stands. Look out left. The rush made him do it. It's a 10-yard punt.
Now we go. Keep going. Yeah, keep going, Colin.
Handoff, Henry. Henry takes it to the outside. Oh, the stiff arm twice on Thomas, and he's out of bounds. First down.
The same guy I told you about earlier on in the earlier feature. This guy, Derrick Henry, King Henry. He is known for this, the stiff arm. You know, so he's probably one of the best at it. You know, saying like when running, he's a running back. So whilst he's moving through the line, basically when he's in the second tier, which is the secondary, which is players like me, he'll be meeting players like me. So he's a heavier guy. He's a bigger guy than me. So if I was to try to tackle this guy, I have to tackle him at his legs. I wouldn't even try to go upstairs because not only is he going to embarrass me, he's going to hurt me as well. Because he's got the upper body. You know, he's 248. This guy, you know, this is 17 stone of a man, and I'm weighing at 13, 14. He's gonna clean me out. So this guy, King Henry, great at the stiff arm, and that's what he's just basically just showing you. This guy's an expert at that, and anyone who gets in his way, that's what they get.
Down run for Derrick Henry.
Throws, completes it to Kilmer up at the 30-yard line. Kilmer driving for the first down, loses the football. It's picked up by Jim Marshall, who's running the wrong way.
This is one of the most craziest moments ever in the NFL. This is a very old vintage game. This is probably early 60s. It's a 60s game. This is the Vikings against the Niners. As you can look at the pitches, grass, muddied up, cut up, and all the rest of it. Now, the Niners was in possession of the ball, which was the offense. They've lost the ball, which becomes a fumble. That means the ball is now live. Any of the team who recovers that ball can definitely they collect this ball and they move to whichever zone. Now, this player here in particular thinks he's running to the San Francisco Niners zone. Little does he know, he's running back to his own zone where he's been trying to defend. So that his players on his team are running after him and screaming, but he's thinking, oh, these other players behind me are pursuing me to protect me to get into the end zone, but they're trying to stop him from going back into their very own end zone, which now becomes a safety because he's supposed to be going the other way. Because again, football IQ in it. As I said, this is very early 70s or 60s. Late 60s, early 70s, this. So with all the technological age, with how we are today, with computers and mics in your helmet and schooling and books and all the rest of it, those days are a great deal different to what they are today. So this player ends up running into his own zone, giving the Niners a two-point conversion in terms he scored for the other side. That's basically what he's just done. He just scored for the other side.
Teammates were running along the far side of the field. Russ trying to tell him go back.
He's been thrown deep to his left, and that is Evans. And he bobbles it, and Bradbury breaks it up. Oh, my God. Oh, my.
The wide receiver just dominate in the blocking game for a running back. Look at this. 6'5", picking on 10.
See all that down? Okay, I'm gonna say it anyway. It's never happened to me, but that would have been me. That would be me marking number 13. That's the position that I play. So number 23, we got bullied up by number 13. He's a wide receiver. Yeah, that would have been me. 23 would have been me because I'm the defensive back trying to defend this guy. But he's not coming on a pass play. Obviously, this is a run play. Because he's the wide receiver, that he's blocking me, so to speak. And this guy, Mike Evans, very underrated guy. He's definitely in the high echelons of wide receivers, but he never seems to get the mention and the love. He's a bad boy receiver. and he played for Texas A&M. And Mike Evans is about 6'2", 220, 230, 240. That's a big wide receiver. Wide receiver was small when I was playing. They were small and diminutive. They weren't. They start to get them all. They start to come in massive and bigger over the years. As I said, Mike Evans, wide receiver, slamming a DB. Most DBs are lighter or the same kind of size, but they tend to be the trend is that they seem to be a lot more slimmer than the wide receivers. The wide receivers are all tall. The Randy Mosses, the Mike Evans, the Keenan Allens, Justin Jeffersons. These guys are tall, rangy guys. You know what I'm saying? T. Higgins and them guys, and they're rangy, but as well as the muscle. So they've got the weight too. So what he's done was a great job, and that's a wide out. That's what you do when you're not gonna catch the ball. This is what you got. This is what you got to do.
Favre sprints to his right, throws back across the middle, and he's intercepted. Porter. The return by Porter, and he's brought down.
Instead, he tries to make a play. This is the cardinal sin for any quarterback, throwing back across the grain as you're rolling to your right.
It's been a pretty good level of play.
Jared Brown running out of the pressure and making like Michael Vick, and
Hawkins was back in there after missing a couple.
Yeah, the great Michael Vick, boy.
Is that Michael diving at nothing?
No, the guy diving at Michael, bro.
Oh.
Brother, Houdini, you know. Yo, Michael Vick. Yo, brother, never in the history of the NFL have you ever had a thing called the Michael Vick experience, you know, brother. Brother, this guy was Tiger Woods, Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee. He was all of that, bro. Michael Vick. Come on, bro. Sickest that guy.
And it's intercepted.
Not sure he had control coming forward. Yeah, that's a fumble right there. Not an interception, but the result.
This guy here now, yeah, he's a living rogue. The living rogue. This youth basically come from a rich family, didn't really need to play football, played at Texas A&M. He had a lot of bravado about him. He was definitely one of you them. Be a Jew, son. I'm bad on them thing there. Don't response. Done a couple of illegal shit where if it was black players, they would have been banned completely from school. Their draft stock would have went down completely had it been a black player that had behaved like this guy. But he got selected as the number one player for Cleveland Browns in the same year as Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, a few good players. He was number one pick. No, he wasn't. He was as Baker Mayfield. He came a year after, and he flopped out hard. He was on a boozing one, drinking, very abusive. Never loved the game. You know what I'm saying? Be out drinking. You know, Johnny Money giving it all this and that. Yeah, I'm all about this, but your game weren't all about that neither. You know what I'm saying? So Johnny Manziel, young guy, and believe it or not, how mad is this? He's out of the league. He wasn't even in the league 3 years as the number one pick in the NFL draft, and you haven't played 3 seasons. You're the biggest draft bust. You and Ryan Leaf. You try to keep putting it on Johnny Manziel, Ryan Leaf, the biggest NFL bust ever. Both been picked in the high ranks of the NFL draft. Flop. So no love for him. He fucked up. No love for him.
It's the same, a turnover.
Here comes Jared Allen, and he's out of bounds. Poor guy. I don't even know if he realized it.
Now this guy is a former player, played for Detroit Lions, and then is Dan Orlovsky. I can't remember. Don Orlovsky. He's now a pundit on ESPN with all the others. Now, something happened the other day where a guy named Cam Newton spoke about players who are just game managers. This is what we talk about, game management, yeah? And because he called into question about who this players are game manager, and he's within his rights to say that because he's been an MVP, gone to Super Bowl, 5,000 yards, Rookie of the Year. He's got accolades and honors, yeah? Dan Orlovsky is a bit like Danny Mills. Yeah, it's a bit like Danny Mills. Talk a lot of shit about people, but you ain't achieved fuck all. You ain't accomplished shit, but you ain't talking shit, but you never accomplished shit. So with him now, he ran out the end zone. Again, you're a QB. The QB is supposed to be the man on that gridiron with the most intelligence. He's supposed to, yeah? That's how they perceive the position. You got the most biggest IQ. You're Einstein. But you just made a bonehead move. You just done a fucking Frankenstein move there. But Einstein, more like Frankenstein. So Dan Orlovsky, he fucked up there. He ran out the end zone, basically give the Vikings a two-point safety, which is you don't get out your zone. You get 2 points for that. So it's 2-point safety. And he's now a pundit on ESPN, which is unbelievable. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. You know, he knows himself. He knows his place. He doesn't try to out certain man because he knows his game went up to him. That's a bit like Robbie Savage. Do you know what I mean? I try to talk shit, but your game was shit. You had no game. Yeah, man, we digress, bro.
And that's a safety.
You have to realize, and you can see him, he didn't even know he was out of bounds. Tough situation for a young quarterback.
It's against this group. A shank. This punt goes nowhere off the foot of Martin. And let's see where they mark it. Henry.
Did I not tell you about the same guy? Did I not tell you about the guy? He got stiff arms. That's 3 of them you just showed me. Beer smoking, man. Get out my way. Move out. Don't touch me.
Anytime anyone gets hurt, but Stephen Tulloch gets a sack on Aaron Rodgers. In an attempt to mock Rodgers, he does the discount double check and ends up tearing up his knee.
Yeah.
Takes this.
Mad. That's mad. And like Aaron Rodgers, he played for the Packers. He's now signed with the New York Jets, but at the moment he's on the injured reserve at the moment. Aaron Rodgers. Now he has a celebration where he does the title belt kind of move. It's a move that he does. So my man, Detroit guy, does the same thing, but only when he jumps up and comes down, and then what does he do? Tears all his ACL. Tears up the whole of his ACL. Gone just on that. And that also comes down to the surface.
That's funny. That's hilarious because that's what you get. That's what you get for messing around.
Yeah, but you say that. Did that not happen to one of your Arsenal man? They were celebrating a cup game and he picked him up and he fell on his arm, broke his arm.
Yeah, that's what you get. But it wasn't his fault because someone picked him up and he didn't think he was gonna get picked up. But that's like again, what's that brother? He used to play for Portsmouth and he used to do the cartwheels. And Harry said, "Stop doing it." Harry Redknapp was manager and he said, "Stop doing it." And then he hurt himself.
Was that Yukubu? Was it Yukubu? Or Obafemi Martins.
I can't remember who it was. No, it wasn't. Was it? No, it wasn't Martins. It wasn't Martins. It was someone else.
Yukubu.
Was it Belmonte? Nah.
You sure it's not Yukubu?
I can't remember who it was, but whoever it was, he hurt himself doing it. And then he stopped doing it. You know what? Because he tried to play on for like 5 more minutes because he hurt himself. But, all right, cool. Let me continue with this thing.
Yeah.
Snap. Robinson. Off the football. What is that on 4th and 1?
He was going to throw it. He was going to be the quarterback.
Everyone knows about Andy Reid. Brian Flores is really ramping up.
3rd and 12. They got Mahomes. My goodness. That might be the sack of the year. Jerome Baker knocks him down at the 3-yard line.
Oh my days. See that now? That might have been that sounds like it was a 3rd and 4th. So that means this was your 3rd attempt to gain the 4 yards required for another 10. So you can have another 4 attempts. Now the Dolphins defense have pushed Mahomes way back, made him scramble and run backwards because he can't run forwards and throw. He has to run backwards to throw. If he goes forward and passes the line of play, he has to run it now. He can't throw it because it'd just be illegal to do so. So the Dolphins defense, as you can see, the guys who are chasing him, people, please bear this in mind. The players who are chasing him, right? They're much heavier than him. They carry much more weight than this guy, Mahomes. Mahomes is a quarterback whose speed, he's got rate, he's speed. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he's quick. But the guys who are going to approach him, these guys, look, these guys are huge. Look at the speed they're moving at. Look at the speed they are moving at, and they're catching a quarterback. Brother, these guys are no joke. These guys are no joke.
It's Lynch. Runs over a defender. I mean, he knocked over the great Jarrell Case.
Peterson to hold. Blocks. The Cowboys will win. Wait a minute. Will was in the end zone. No one covered it. If Miami did, that could be a touchdown if Miami has covered it.
Right.
Watch what happens.
Right, that's it. Any player that touches the ball becomes live now. It becomes live. It's in play. That's what happens. It's like in football. When the ball, you say, "Oh, the ball's out of play," but it's like, no. We saw it with Salah with Newcastle, and I guess you guys, the ball was out. You remember we saw the games. The ball was out of play. The ball's out of play.
Yep.
But West said the ball's out of play. But they're like, no, you ain't heard no whistle blow, innit? So you got to keep playing, innit? So it's the same thing as what happened with Arsenal and with Newcastle and the Salah issue. When the ball came over, the ball was out of play. It's the same thing. The ball was still live, but all the players are like, we don't know. Is it still live or not? That's what happened with Arsenal and Newcastle and Liverpool, Newcastle. Everyone gave it like, is this still live? Even Salah, like, is this still live? We've got to look at the VAR. We've got to look at the linesman before we can jump and celebrate. So that's what happened there.
Is behind him, and what in the world?
There is absolutely no way possible that they should have snapped that ball and tried to sneak it.
That was some crazy shit.
There were 3, 4, 5 guys.
The coach got sacked in the morning after this, though. He definitely got sacked. The coach has got sacked, bro. Yeah, I'm saying he got sacked, right? He got sacked on that. Yeah, so the coach got sacked. That's a coach's error. That's an error on the coaches. Why would you do shit like that? You got all your players and all across. You got all your men up on the line, and the ball's there. Dumb move. Yeah, he got sacked anyway, and I believe he got no wages either because I wouldn't pay you.
No way possible that they should have snapped that ball and tried to sneak it. There were 3, 4, 5 guys around 2 players.
Bring a positive energy to this group. Ryan trying to take the check down and got intercepted by Shy Tuttle. The rookie out of Tennessee. Stiff arms Ryan, flag down as he's down inside the 20.
Right.
Adding
injury
to the insult of the D lineman.
At every level, Pee-wee, junior, collegiate, university, NFL, AFL, AAF, where I play. A quarterback is known at every level. If you're a quarterback and you throw an interception, you're the person supposed to get that ball back, really. But they tell quarterbacks, don't tackle the guy because we need you. But most quarterbacks are like, bro, that's my interception. I did that. I have to retrieve that. So most quarterbacks will try and go and tackle the player who's received the ball. But this guy, look at the size of this guy's arms. Matt Ryan, bro. Matt Ryan, I don't even think you weigh 200 pounds, bro. This guy is a 300-pounder. He's a lineman. Look at his number. Look at his arms. He's a lineman. Yeah, you're talking 320 pounds of rock solid meat. And he's running at speed. How you stopping it, brother? That's like a juggernaut hitting you. Bro, the saying goes, what would you rather be hit by, a juggernaut or a bus? It doesn't really matter because they're both fatal. So that's what's happening here.
A lot of time, all the time he needed. Chase finally out of the pocket by Lett, and now Chase Brown's going to take off. He just ran over. It was Deion Sanders. Yeah.
See, it's like they had to put that old I think it's Prime, because they used to say like Coach Prime don't like to tackle. Because, but you know what I mean? But he's a man like this. He's a man, I make good business decisions. That's his way. I make good business decisions, man.
An extra point in his career. Justin Tucker. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's like Justin Tucker, a great kicker. He's definitely in the history. He's definitely in the history books. Very seldomly misses. One of the leading point scorers in the game right now, because he's still active. You know what I'm saying? So Justin Tucker is one of the highest paid kickers. He's a good kicker, but he was on a roll. I think it was one of his first misses in a number of years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
And 22 consecutive extra points.
The 12, Jones keeps, gets a block, takes off, and he is gone. Trying to stay upright, and he trips.
His momentum.
Absolutely all alone, and
his momentum and his the fluidity. His moment. He can run, but look. When we black people run, we run with fluidity. It's just natural, isn't it? It's natural for us just to run, just fluidity with anything, something in our hands, nothing in our hands. It's fluid. But he's probably could not. This guy Daniel Jones again. He was selected in what year? 2020. I think this guy was selected. He comes from BYU. Is it BYU he comes from? I believe one of those colleges he comes from. No, Duke. He comes from Duke, which is a basketball university. They don't really produce football players. But anyway, my point is this: he's running with so much momentum. He even surprised himself that he was that far down the field. And once he's running down the field, he's thinking, "Shit, I can't believe I'm in front of all these guys, and these guys are clocking track times. Where are they?" So in his head, he's seen the zone. He's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to get to the end zone without being touched." He's waiting for someone to close him down. And I think because of the lack of that, like the excitement of him getting to the end zone, you know what I mean? He lost his concentration. As I said, turf, you know what I mean? The turf tripped him up. No one touched him. The turf tripped him up. And he's a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's got foot speed, this guy, Daniel Jones. But as I said, that's very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Open field with only something like less than 10 yards to get to the end zone. You trip. No, that's embarrassing.
Rushing forward, ball comes out of the hands of Newton. It's on the ground, and it's still on the ground. Picked up by T.J. Ward at the 4-yard line.
Right. I sat down, as you know, calm, and going to the 587 TV viewers. Yeah, this is my game. I have watched every Super Bowl since 1973. From the time Pittsburgh Steelers was doing it. Yeah, and I used to watch that on World of Sports with Dickie Davis, and that came on in features. So I have been watching all the Super Bowls, from the Bills to the Giants, the Patriots and the Giants, Patriots and the Falcons, Eagles and the Patriots. I've watched every Super Bowl, the Niners and the Ravens. I watched every Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Niners. I watched every one of them. Now, this Super Bowl I watched, which is the Broncos against the Carolina Panthers. This was the year when Cam Newton, this guy, number one, Cam Newton, best player in the league, voted as a unanimous MVP of the league. All the players voted for this guy. Now, on this play here, which I never too checked for, was this. The biggest game of your life and the biggest stage of your life. For someone like Cam, for him not to jump on that ball, a couple of factors come into this. Now, this was Peyton Manning's last ever game. Right? Peyton Manning is up in the echelon. My thing is this, and here's a question I always want to ask Cam Newton, is this. Did they pay you not to dive on that ball? I always wanted to ask him that question. Did they get to you and say to you, you can't win this game? Because he was younger than Peyton. Peyton Manning is iconic in terms of your name. His family's traditional name, Manning football factory. Their family's a football factory for names. Yeah, that right answer their nephew Archie. Right, he's at Texas Longhorns. So for me, I'd like to ask Cam Newton on this play. He really should have dived on the ball, and because of this very same play, he's remembered for this play. Not remembered for the MVP season that he had that same season, you know. Man, he had some mad season that season there, that very same season when they were 15-1. 15-1, you know. Never lost, and the one they lost was this game. And with that, he's always going to be remembered for this. Now that he's not playing at the moment, you know, doing his podcast, and you see, he hasn't officially said he's retired. And he was the one who called out players saying that they're game managers. And here's the man who's been the MVP. Came in his rookie year, he threw for 4,000 yards in his rookie year. Yeah, unanimous MVP. Takes your team to the Super Bowl, carry the whole franchise on your shoulder. You was responsible for 45 touchdowns scored in that season. He was responsible for 15 of them. 15 out of 45. You're carrying the whole franchise, bro. And they only remember him for this one play. I want to dog him out on this. And those who are trying to dog this man out on just based on this, you know, forgetting about what the man's done leading up to this season. And that same season, he was the MVP of the league. Now you want to just remember him for this. That's all they want to keep throwing at him. He's got over that. But personally, I think he took a bribe. I personally think that the NFL said to him, no, you can't win this game. You cannot win this game because of Peyton Manning was about to retire. I'd rather see, it's Peyton Manning, year 2 Super Bowl, and he revered as the greatest quarterback from rather than Cam Newton. Because they're saying to Cam, you're young enough to win. You still got more Super Bowls in you. No, it's not fucking like that, but as you already know, you know how hard it is to get to a Champions League final, right? It's the same fucking equivalent as trying to get to the Super Bowl. Some players have never been to a Super Bowl in their lives. And they played how much of seasons? Never been to one. It's like players who played so many seasons, never been to never been in Europe, never played in Europe, never been able to travel to Europe to play in a European competition. It's the same. It's the same.
Decides not to dive in there.
Yeah, he backs away from it. He jumped away instead of jumping into the pile.
And now you got flip back here to Danny Amendola, who throws, and it's Brady who can't hold it.
Right, this game, the Super Bowl final, which I watched, and again, got spares up. I'll be watching more. Right now, that was a great play. And here's the maddest thing. Check the crazy thing. This very same play, the team on the other side, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, they ran the same play, exactly the same. And you know what happened? They got a touchdown out of it. It's probably on this anyway.
Fourth down.
This off for the 2-minute warning. A little surprise. Falls back, throws. Intercepted. Went right through Jeffrey's hands. It's Lattimore.
Two to go in the half. Fitzpatrick over the middle. There is Marshall. Wide open. Drops the ball. Eagles pick it up. They've got the turnover. Marshall had it, was wide open, and then just dropped it. And Jordan Hicks, the rookie, picked it up, and Philadelphia in business.
He didn't drop it. He tried to pitch it. Brandon Marshall with a tremendous play. They move him to the slot.
Ravens respond. That thing went up half a yard. Then he just drills it down the field.
That was bad.
And 2 penalties are down.
That is a swing and a miss.
Brady steps up, try and run for it, makes a move on Urlacher as a first down.
He never runs. And when he did do this run, for all of the years that he has played, that was 1,000 yards he collected. And Tom Brady played for 23 years. He only gained 1,000 yards on his feet in 23 years. Now check this. Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick did that very same 1,000 yards in a season. It took Tom Brady 23 years to get to 1,000 yards on his feet because he's always been a pocket passer. He's not been a runner. But any little runs, he does this little run. But Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, and Michael Vick, all of those guys I just mentioned, all gained 1,000 yards in a season as quarterbacks. One season. Right now, Lamar Jackson, because he's actively playing now, he'll be the first player in the NFL history to be in the league and every year as a quarterback has gained over 800 to 1,000 yards as a quarterback. That's mad. That's crazy stuff. Yeah, man. So yes, Carl, I want to thank you for bringing for 2024 God Spares Life.
I think we got one more before the end of the year. I think it's the.
Yeah, man, thank you for that. Thank you for the feature, Carl. I really appreciate that because, as you know, I'm in my element when it comes to American football.
My name's Andrew Clark, former Premiership player. This is Bar Level.
What's up, people? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.